Hey guys, today we are talking backhoe, specifically the SB2420, which goes on our CS20 series tractors. We see it a good bit where somebody will come in, they'll buy a CS20 series tractor, they'll take it home, get a couple hours on it, and decide that maybe they should have added the backhoe whenever they were here at the dealership. There's a good bit that goes into adding the subframe and getting this thing mounted, and is that something that you can do at home, or should you bring it into the shop and let us do it? Let's take a couple looks at maybe why you can do it at home and maybe why you shouldn't. Alrighty guys, I want to get something out of the way right up front. This is not, I repeat, this is not a how-to video on mounting your SB2420 backhoe and subframe. This is simply a video to show you why, and we'll answer the question from the beginning of the video here, why we think that, yes, you probably can do this at home, but there's just enough that can go wrong that you really should probably let somebody do it for you, whether it's us at our dealership if you bought your Coyote from us, or obviously your local dealer. There's just enough things that can go wrong. There's enough intricacies to this project. There's enough special tools. There's enough, we'll see here in a second, where we're missing some bolts or we strip some threads. There's just enough of those kinds of things that happen with these projects that to do them at home make it pretty tricky and oftentimes way more expensive than what you would think that it should be. So right off the bat, again, Coyote sends bolts with their kits whenever they send the subframes or loader mounts or any of the kits that we get from Coyote. They come with bolts. One of the things that we seem to find a little bit more than you'd expect is that sometimes it's not the right bolts. For you at home, this is extremely frustrating. For us, it's a Tuesday. We've got a drawer full of these bolts that we can go to. We're familiar with the thread dimensions. We're familiar with the sizes of the bolts. We have plenty of extras that if for some reason through the process from the factory to here, those bolts were not put in the bag or the wrong thing was put in the box, we have the ability to just go to a drawer, grab the right thing and get back to work. Whereas for you, that becomes a few trips back and forth to the dealership, potentially, or hardware store, and you still might not end up with the right thing. The other part of this process is, as you can see here, I mean, there are some tight spaces. So you see here, Kenneth is installing the crossbar on the bottom of the tractor, which, while it also protects the oil filter, acts as a mounting point for the rear bars that we're going to put on here in just a second, which distribute the weight from the backhoe evenly throughout the tractor. They actually mount, bolt into place on the bracket that is right there with your loader mounts. So here's that bracket. It goes from the front of the tractor the whole way back to the rear and mounts onto the rear axles. And again, there you see Kenneth is mounting that to the front loader mount. Just distributes the weight from the backhoe the whole way through the tractor, makes it so that you can safely operate it. Again, sometimes when we're removing some bolts, we strip some things. The other part of this process too is the way that Coyote paints these tractors. Sometimes some paint ends up in these holes or in some places that make things a little bit tighter than what they should be. So I think in this situation, there was some paint from the factory in the new bracket that we put on that Kenneth needed to kind of go in and re-tap some of those threads. So again, some people have that tool at home. Some people don't. We definitely do. We definitely have the bolts that you need. Again, just could save you some headache at home. Once all of your backhoe mounting brackets have been installed, all your hardware is in place, there's one more quick step. There's some bolts that go into the rear here where the backhoe actually sits and gets mounted to the subframe of the tractor. So we'll install those. Once everything is done there, everything is installed on the tractor that needs to be installed except for the hydraulics. So again, the hydraulic comes in a kit. We should have all of the tools that we need here, all of the bolts, all of the, they even got some of the plumber's tape in there that we need. So there's just a few hoses here that get added to what's currently on the tractor, a few hydraulic connections that get put into places that are already on the tractor. There's not any kind of crazy hydraulic engineering that needs to go on here. So once Kenneth gets all of the hydraulic connections fitted up and put together here in a vise, it's time to get them onto the tractor, which again is a relatively simple process. He's done it a million times, so it's simple for him. Again, there are directions for this that come with the kit. This process is, again, it's something that you can, let's say this again, it is something that you could do at home if you knew what you were doing and you were comfortable around machinery. However, there's just enough that could potentially go wrong that we would really recommend that you let your dealership do it for you. So again, a couple connections that get added here very simply. Again, tight spaces. Kenneth has some tools that you'll see here allow him to be able to reach into there that not everybody has in their toolbox. Everything runs off of the hydraulics that are already installed on the tractor. We don't have to add any additional pumps or anything like that. So again, this part of the process is relatively simple if you follow some directions or have a relatively basic understanding of how the hydraulic system works on your tractor. Once everything is installed on the tractor, it's time to put the ROPS back on. We took that off at the beginning. We didn't have a video of that, but it's time to put that back on. Again, we ended up stripping some threads here that needed to be re-tapped. Time to get the wheels back on, get the tractor off of the lift, and it's time to start working on the seat. This seems like a simple process. You just take one seat off and put the new one on that comes with the backhoe. Again, keep in mind that this seat needs switched because the seat that comes on the CS is just one that slides forward and backwards. The one that you need for your backhoe is one that can lift up and swivel. It's the same seat that you drive the tractor with as well as operate the backhoe. This is where Coyote gets us a little bit. In order to replace this per the manual, you actually have to take this entire rear fender section of the tractor off. That means all of those controls there, your loader control, your 3-point control, your PTO control, your high, medium, low range knobs, all of those things are supposed to come apart so that you can remove those brackets that you see left on the seat. However, again, Kenneth has done this about 1,000 times, so he's learned a quick trick of the trade where we can switch that seat without having to go through all of that hassle. So again, guys, yes, you probably can do this project at home, but we would really, really strongly recommend that you take it to your dealership and let them do it. And we don't say that because we want to make money off of you in our service department. We say this because we want to try to save you some headache. We want to try to save you some hassle. As we saw, it worked out here with this video that there was just enough, there's a few bolts missing. There's some bolts with the wrong sizes. There's some threads that get stripped out. There's a few issues here and there that if we were in our garage at home doing doing this, and it was the first time we'd ever done it, it would have been a huge headache. It would have caused a lot of stress and frustration. But because our guys have seen this, they've done it 1,000 times, they have the extra parts, they have the tools. It was something that we were able to get done in just a few hours. So again, sum everything up, guys. You probably can do it at home. We really wouldn't recommend it. Give us a call if you are interested in adding a backhoe to your tractor, whether it's the CS series or one of the other tractors. Give us a call if you've started this project. If you're on YouTube looking for the how-to video on how to do this and you found this video somehow, give us a call. Even if you're not in our area, we'll be happy to answer any questions for you. 717-423-6300. Guys, we'll see you next time.